We are here today with Adil Chowdhury. Adil, welcome to the show for the first time. We were just talking about this before. I don't know how this is the first time you've ever been on, but welcome.
Thanks for having me, man. It's like I've seen you everywhere for so many years, and even when we just got on today, we were like, have we even spoken? It feels like we have, but I don't think we have. So this is the first time.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
great to have you. It's great to have you on. You've been behind some really massive products in the past. I'm sure we've got people watching right now that recognize you and your other products. You've got ones like Scribble that I think a lot of people are aware of, probably purchased as well. Today we're going to be talking about a brand new software that I know you're really excited about. It's something that you guys have been working on really hard, and I think that a lot of people are going to really enjoy it in their marketing and make a lot of money from it, hopefully, if they apply it. And I'm going to go ahead and read off the headline here. It says, the world's #1 eCover creator, AI-powered, never-seen-before technology creates incredible 3D animated eCovers in just 5 minutes. So bring us into this. What's this all about, and why should we be excited?
Animated eCovers. Where do I start, Mike? Where do I start? Now, it goes back like 20 years when I first started online. I created a little course. And as with any digital product that you create, you need to have a graphical representation of your product, especially in the digital world now. You know, we've all seen funnels and websites and pages, and we're all selling digital products online, whether it be ebooks, courses, coaching programs, or whatever it might be. So going back to 15, 20 years, I made a little course and I needed an e-cover. And I remember those times were pretty tough to get an e-cover design, and you had to hire an artist, a designer, and it took about 10 days, and then it was very expensive. It was like $150 back in the day to create a normal e-cover, which I'm sure everybody's seen by now online. They're everywhere. Okay. And over time, I started to see a need for e-covers, and I created a little tool back then, 15, 20 years ago, and it created normal e-covers, like bog standard e-cover, your reports, your boxes, your software cases, and things like that. Now, and I've created many other variations and versions of that over time, many generations of it. Again, in 2015, I came with another version. But now, fast forward now, long story short, Mike, long story short, it came to me one day while I was having a shower. And all things happen in the shower, Mike. I got inspired. I got inspired. And I thought, why hasn't anybody created an animated e-cover? So I scrambled out of my shower. I didn't even dry off. I sat down at my desk, got my sticky notes out.
There's way too much visualization going on here.
I think they love it. The audience loves it. Started writing things down, and I contacted my team and said, guys, I've got a new idea. And straight away they're like, oh no, not another one of Adil's ideas. You know, they're kind of like that. But they know it ends up being a great idea, but they don't like it initially because of the pain that I put them through. I'm like, guys, I've just had a revelation. I've got an idea. And I scrambled online to see if anybody else had done this before. And they hadn't, Mike. They hadn't. So that got me excited, scared at the same time. But then I'm wondering, why hasn't anybody done this? Maybe there's a reason why.
Are you dressed yet?
No. I mean, I might have had a sock on at this point while I'm writing notes down, calling my team. I wasn't on camera. They thank the Lord. They would have got.
They must have been happy about that.
They were quite sad that I wasn't. But so we had the discussion backwards and forwards, and I'm doing my research to figure out why hasn't anybody done this. Mm-hmm. So what everybody's witnessing right now as we go on is really a world first exclusive, because as I did my research and went out there to see if it's been done before, I hadn't found anything. Not even Adobe, not even Canva, not even Microsoft, none of the big brands that we would recognize as billion-dollar companies who specialize in graphic and design and motion hadn't done it. So this got me really excited. So I set out to see if animated e-covers existed or not. And through a bunch of pages in Google, like page 11 or 12, I found one or two, some random ones that a few people had made. So my next stage was contacting some freelancers and designers to say, hey, I gave them a reference link to this animated e-cover that I found online. I said, hey, can you make me something like this? I was curious as to see what it took to get one of these done. And they took a day or two, and they came back to me and they said, hey, yeah, Adil, it will take us about 7 days and $600 because we need to do the designing, the elements layout, and then we have to pass it to the technical animators and create the motion, and then we'll have it ready for you. But no problem, $600. When would you like to start? I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute. So did you say $600? They said, yeah. They thought it was value at that point because it was quite different. It was
Well,
new.
probably for them it was value because I mean it's the work that they're gonna have to put in to do it, and they're like, okay, this is what it's gonna take to do it.
Yeah. Plus, as an agency, obviously they add a little bit extra on to make
Sure.
their profit. But that was a lot of money, and I thought I will get back to you on that. But that actually made me excited though, because I like to create solutions from the problems that I have, and I've done that with all the other various pieces of software that I've launched in my time. I want to do something, and I realize that I can't do it. And okay, so I'm like, okay, how can I create a solution to achieve that thing and overcome that obstacle? So this gave me a great excitement internally, thinking, okay, I want to be able to crack this code and be able to create animated e-covers, because Mike, let's face it, the world has gone animated. Do you remember billboards back in the day, or posters?
Sure.
At the bus stops, all static, just posters flat. But now, when I thought about this, I looked around as I went in the subway. Everything was moving. All these LCD panels, everything was motion. Manhattan, New York, Times Square. You look now, and all these these visuals and motions are trying to grab.
It has to be moving around because everyone's attention is horrible nowadays, because we've all got our telephones and we're all like scrolling through on Instagram or whatever. And with marketing, it's not like it was in the olden days where it was really easy. Everyone was just seeing just a few ads once in a while. Now they're everywhere, and just trying to get people people to just look at what you're trying to advertise and what you're trying to sell is impossible. So yeah, it makes perfect sense.
It's tough. It's the TikTok world that we're in now. That's why these TikTok shorts and these Facebook reels and these YouTube shorts have become so popular, because the attention span has gone down the pan. So it's like, look at me. And then they show you a bunch of visuals to grab your attention in the first place, to bring them into their business and sell them whatever it is that they're selling. So with that same token, and realizing that everything's gone animated, I thought I'm really onto something here. So I set out 3 years ago now, and I sat down with my team of 20 designers and animators, and I said, look, this is the vision. We need to start on this and get out there quick, because I think this is the future. And it took us 1.5 years to put these designs together and figure out how to do it. And the designs just by itself took 1.5 years, and then another 1.5 years for the technical aspects. And I'm not going to bore you with the technical stuff, but about 3 years in total from start to finish, to now come out and say, hello world, look what I have. And it is a world first exclusive. It's the first time anybody's been able to do this. And I think the world's going to be really excited about the software, about eCoverly, and the ability and the functionality that it has, allowing anybody with no experience to create animated e-covers. And with that same token, I think the static e-covers are just going to die out, just like everything else. The world's gone video, the world's moving. It's all about the animation. Static stuff doesn't exist anymore. We talked about the movement and the banners. Yeah. Do you remember banner blindness? There's a term now called banner blindness where...
Oh, I remember it. I deal with it every day.
Yeah, the banners used to be everywhere on websites. You would scroll to different websites and you will see these banners everywhere. But now nobody pays attention to the static ones. So it's
all moving around. Now, it's interesting that you mentioned the guy that when you wanted to outsource it, who was going to charge you $600 for it. So it makes my brain start working and thinking, like, as far as making money with this, people could go out there and use this and charge I don't know, $600. I don't know what you would think of for charging for it. Maybe you could charge that much, but at least a few $100s for one of these on places like Fiverr and Upwork. Before we talk about that, I do want to let people know, because we're going to be releasing this interview before the launch. You guys are going to be having a special pre-launch webinar before you guys go live on, I believe it's Monday the 2nd. That you're actually going to be going live. So for anyone watching right now, make sure that you sign up for that webinar. I think you guys are going to be giving away some goodies on there, maybe some free copies. So just be aware of that. Make sure you sign up for that. But back to the ways of making money with this. Talk to me about that. What are your ideas when it comes to actually monetizing this and turning this into either a business or a side hustle?
I think this is a massive opportunity that's going to present itself to the world, especially because we're the first to market and there's nothing else out there like this. Like, I'm really surprised that we've beaten the bigger brands, these billion-dollar companies. So I'm excited that your audience and people watching can take this and not only use it for themselves in their own projects, their ebooks, their courses, their coaching programs and packages, because people do judge a book by its cover. We all know it. They judge a book by its cover. So it's important to represent your own products first and foremost with something eye-catching, visual, beautiful. I was looking at some stats recently, and they were talking about packaging. That packaging plays a massive part in conversions and getting the sale in the first place. Just like when you go down to the supermarket, you look at the shelves and you just gravitate to the best packaging, right? Same thing with that. Or if you're online looking at a book and shopping, it's all about the visuals, and you can actually command more money with professional looking packaging, like 10 to 15% more than something that was just worse off. So packaging plays an important part. So yeah, that was number one. The route number one is.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Sorry to interrupt you,
Go
but it
for
just makes me think about, like, when you go to your local shop, your local grocery store, and you think about like the generic brands for different things. Like, you'll have your Cheerios, but then you'll have your generic Cheerio one. And it's funny, if you look at that packaging, you can really understand, just like what you were saying, how much money goes into just making it look better. I mean, you can just picture the marketer sitting there and having that generic one and putting theirs one next to it, and they're trying everything that they can to make theirs look better, even though the product might be very, very similar. But it's just getting people to think, oh, this one looks better. I'm going to get this one. It may cost a little bit more. It might taste the same, but I want to make sure I get the real Cheerios and not the generic one. Anyways, it just brought that up.
Very good point. I actually went to the supermarket not too long ago, and I took a picture with my phone of two products, the generic version and the branded version. Do you know what the funny thing is? The products are exactly the same. They're probably made in the same factory.
Probably.
Right? Yeah. One has the generic plain packaging with just the name on the front, the name of the store, whatever it might be. If you're in America, it might be like Walmart generic version of beans. Then there might be, let's go back to the Cheerios, like a generic Cheerios, but then the colorful one, they really put money into the branding and the visual identity. But the product's really inside is just the same. It's how you present yourself. I was looking at while we're still on that same topic, I was looking at some dating stats, and they were talking about how a judgment and decision is made whether to swipe left or right on a profile picture. If you were in the dating space on, I don't know, one of these dating apps, you have 0.03 of a second, like a very short amount window, less than a hair of a second to make a decision, and it's all based on looks and the visuals.
That's why you have people putting like puppy dogs and like whatever they can put in their picture to try to get people to pay attention to it. Maybe they can use. Maybe you need that could be your next app, is like Tinder cover or whatever.
Tinder cover maker, yeah. I'll be the first to sign up. But we've got beautiful visuals and attractive covers, which we'll show. The webinar is on the Monday, but if you're okay, I don't mind giving a little glimpse.
Let's do that. Let's bring you in there. If you want to show a little bit of a sneak peek before the webinar, you can go ahead and share your screen.
All right, I'll share that. But then the second, you're talking about the making money opportunity. That's the biggest part that I'm most excited about for the audience. Because yes, they can use it for themselves and make their products look top notch. But they can start banking really big amounts of money by giving the market something fresh. I went over to Fiverr earlier, and everybody's selling these static eCover designs, static banners and covers. And you'll find Jimmy, John, Bob, and Derek from all people around the world selling these same old covers for $5, $10. But this is something new. This is something the world hasn't seen before. And I guarantee that once you show this to a client, they're going to be blown away. And then the very next question that they say, the words that come out of their mouth is, can you make me one? That's all I've done. I've done this, tested it a few times. I'm like, have you seen this? They go, what the heck is that? And then the next question is, how do I get this? Can you make me one? So this is a massive opportunity for people to make money with this by providing this service, the design and designing animated e-covers for the other people. Think about all the covers that are online right now. You could instantly go out there and give them all a revamp. That's first and foremost, is to give it a new lick of paint and create the animated version of them, as well as new designs for clients. Now I will switch my screen here.
Yeah, bring us in.
Alrighty. Okay, so here we go. Here is eCoverly.
There we go.
So this is a first exclusive here. We will go more into depth on this on the webinar. So, I can't wait to share that with everybody, make sure everybody signs up for that. But I'll give you a little sneak peek. So we've got hundreds and hundreds of designs in here. It can do so much. Here's a little sneak peek there. So it creates animated eCovers as well as static ones as well. So we've got hundreds of options there. We've got group shots and mock-ups. These are all animated, so you'll be able to create animated group shots, animated mock-ups, animated images, animated eCovers. Now let's go to animated, have a little quick look here, just to give you guys a glimpse of the animated designs inside. All right, so let's load that up. Hopefully the internet is good. Let's have a look.
You know what always happens? I've been doing these interviews for years.
Yeah.
Whenever people try to do demos on the live calls, they always the software will not load.
Internet would suck. Sod's
or
law.
the developer's making a change because it's right before the launch, or it's usually an internet issue. But I don't blame you. No, I know it's going to work at launch time.
Yeah, the internet is bad because it's streaming too much right now, all this data with my 5 screens. But I actually logged in earlier, and I'm actually in the editor right now, and I created an eCover for you, actually.
Oh,
there
thank you. Look at that.
Podcast 101. Yeah.
That's my new course coming out.
That's it. So you can go inside and edit the text and the images and the visuals and move the objects around. So if I go inside the editor here, because I already had it loaded up just before we got on today, and I thought I will show you this. So first and foremost, it's a very beautiful editor. We spent a lot of time, 6 months, just trying to lay out the editor itself, with the visual experience. Most time editors are boring, Mike. They're really boring. Nobody likes to go inside an editor. They'll go inside an editor just to get the job done and then save their work and output the result that they went in there for in the first place. But I wanted to create an incredible, unique experience, and to have people enjoy going inside and designing and dancing at the same time. That's why we've fused in our signature music player, and I call it the design and dance editor. And you can actually customize the UI depending on the kind of mood that you're in.
There's music too? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot that people don't know, which we'll go into in the webinar. So we can play that as well. And you can design as you dance around your room. It's a fun experience. So I wanted to make editors and software fun again. So that's why we put that in there. You got the music volume dials. But let's go back to
how would you a question for you. This is, people are going to wonder this. Like, since I guess music is probably an optional thing. If you wanted to put this somewhere, like, how would you put this on a page with the music playing and whatnot? Would it become for non-techie people, because I'm not very techie, would it be wouldn't be an animated GIF for that? Would it be like a video type thing, or what?
No, the music is just for you as the user designing while you're in here.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah. So you could bust out a boogie or two while you're working away.
So would it become, when you take the file and you download it, do you download it as like an animated PNG or animated GIF, or how does that?
It'll be a GIF, yeah. So the GIF is formats. So that's how the images move. So if I go ahead and give you a little preview here and click on preview.
I think our
bandwidth issues, bandwidth
is going to kill your software, and which is another reason for you guys to sign up for the webinar, so you can actually see this in action. This is kind of fun. I kind of like seeing you squirm here, Deal.
Hey, I'm free, man. I'm easy. Like, things happen. So we've got streaming going on at the same time. So things are a bit slow right now where I am. I travel all around the world, but there we go. So you go inside. We'll cover the editor in detail on the live, if that's okay.
Sure.
But if I can show you some of these things, you know what, things are catching up now as the internet just kind of moves a little bit faster. But let's have a look at some of these templates. I already had open in another tab. Okay, so is it coming through okay now?
Oh, you're good. You're good.
There we go. So I'll give you a little glimpse. Okay, while the internet is not the best right now. So these got various animations of the eCovers, and we've covered pretty much every niche and category you can think of, from arts and entertainment, betting, business, food, education, weight loss, green, games, fiction, languages, parents, self-help. Okay, I'm going to scroll through this just so the audience can have a little glimpse, okay, while the internet is trying to catch up. Check out that doggy one. Now, a key here was not just to create animation, but to create animation in such a way that it loops, like it's a seamless loop. Just have a look at the dog guide. See how the guy's throwing away the stick and he's coming back and he's going on.
I like that. That's smart.
It's very smart. Okay, so everything is looping beautifully. So that was very critical to get. Can I
interrupt? I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you a lot here, but I'm getting excited about these things. it, for traditionally, when I think about these kind of box shot covers, I think about digital products and I think about like courses, and whatever. But I mean, I could see other businesses, anyone that has any type of product that they're listing online could potentially use this on their website to advertise that product and get more eyeballs on that product. So it's not just for software and ebooks and courses. Like this could be for anything.
Literally anything, because there's models and types for any type of product. Anybody doing business online needs a way to represent their product or their service. So what would you do? You need to have some kind of packaging, because people are visual. Like we need a decision, and the packaging, with the right packaging, you can justify the price against it, right? So if you wanted to sell something of a higher value, you can't really just have a little tiny box. I think I showed earlier, there was some bigger packaging here. We've got something inside of the group shots where you can create bundle images and really build out your packaging and charge more money for it. So imagine, Mike, you had a product or a service or a coaching program of some kind that you wanted to sell for, let's say, $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Would you represent that with just one e-cover like this? Let's say that was one e-cover, or would you represent it with a bunch of different boxes and packaging and CDs and covers to justify the price?
Which increases the perceived value of it.
Right.
So people are going to think there's more inside of it.
Exactly. Right. We all judge a book by color. We want to justify and reason and because your logical mind is still working at the same time. Like, can I justify this? So I need something to justify the price that I'm trying to charge for my product or my service. So therefore, the visuals are important, and the amount of packaging and the way you display it and represent it is so key to getting that sale and that conversion in the first place. Okay. So I'm excited to cover this, but I didn't want to give too much away. I want to save the best bits for the live.
You can come back, because I know you're going to do a full demo on the webinar there. We'll let you off the hook on this.
All right, great, fantastic. All right, stop sharing this.
Cool. Okay, so that's a little bit of a sneak peek inside, and like we said, you're going to walk through the entire software on the webinar on Monday. However, what I do want to know is, as far as what they're going to get on the front end and what the different upsells are going to be. And I know you guys are going to have a special bundle discount as well. So if you want to walk us through that.
Okay, let me just have a look at my slides here. So the front end is really, really cheap. Like, I really want to help people with this, and I really want to put it out there and not make price an issue for anybody. All right, so price is not going to be an issue, and neither do you need to be tech savvy. Like, it's point and click. It's so easy. When you see it on Monday, you're just going to be blown away at how simple it is. Like, any dummy can go in, just move their mouse around, edit the text. You can edit the fonts and just hit save, and out comes this beautiful e-cover. So that's the front end, and we've got over 40 models and templates in there across a range of categories for you to go ahead and pick from. And then upsell number one is going to be Pro, the professional version, and that's going to unlock over 550 more templates, animated templates, e-cover templates, and a lot more features, unlimited credits. So you will never have to worry about credits or being limited on storage and on how many e-covers you can create. Mike, which I think is important.
When people hear that right now, their question is going to be, what are the limits on the front end? Like, they're going to say, okay, there's limits. What are the limits?
The limits would be on the number of templates, meaning you get an ample amount. You get a good ample amount. So you want storage. Storage will be a limitation on how many you can save in your library, because storage costs us money, right? It's a server game. So other than that, the value is immense, even on the front end. But when it comes to the professional version, we unrestrict everything. Like, literally, you can go in and make as many e-covers as your heart desires. You can make as much money as you want with it. You can service as many clients as you wish. And there's a lot more features. One of my favorite features, Mike, is the one-click magic tool, which I'm really excited about. And are you wondering what this tool is and what this feature does, Mike?
What's the magic? What's the magic behind it?
The magic
Don't ruin the magic for us, but what's the magic?
Okay, I'll give you the gist of it. Imagine spending normally you would spend about 5 minutes to create one e-cover, one animated e-cover, okay? Now, what if you can leverage the same 5 minutes and turn that one e-cover design into 10, 20, 30, 40 more e-covers of different model sizes and shapes with one click? See where that's going?
I got to see it
You need to see it,
to believe it. When you're going to show that on the webinar as well.
Yeah. Imagine turning $1 into 100. That's what it's like. Turning one e-cover into 40 more with just one click. That's incredible. The time saving, the amount of different designs and
so it's going to create a bunch of different variations of it.
Exactly.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So you can choose. You can kind of take it and choose which ones you want to go with.
It will output one model into 40 others, rather than you having to design one at a time. Like, I want to design a CD, and then you have to go work on the box or the reports.
Okay, I get it. Okay.
Or the CD, or the sometimes you get a spiral bound ebook that looks like that, or this way or that way, or one with the CD. So with just one click, you can have like 40 done.
And that's another service you can provide to people, and it's going to take you just a second to do it.
You could charge more to your clients, so you can give them the one e-cover and charge $200-$400 for that, and say, hey, you know what? Because I love you so much, I'll give you another 50 variations for another X amount of dollars.
And they're going to think that you put in a bunch of work to do that, when in reality, you just click the button. Now, I don't find that to be unethical. You're still giving them like what they want, and they're just seeing that you're providing a better service to them. So I think that's fine.
It's way more value. You're providing value.
So that's the pro version.
But there's more. But there's more, Mike. There's more. I don't know how much I can give away. There's so much more. There's five. I've got packs of thousands of animated GIFs, so they can actually add other elements, other objects, other characters inside the editor.
Okay.
But we're not done just yet. There's the backgrounds. There's the royalty-free images. You've got untapped libraries of endless images and icons and objects that you can use to really make your e-covers your own, or customize them for your clients. Okay. Storage. Everything's unrestricted. We don't take a penny. Go ahead and you can make as much money as you want with it. All right. So that. And there's much more, but we're gonna be here forever otherwise. Now, one of the other upsells is the Group Shots edition that allows you to create the bundle packaging. I'm sure people kind of understand what we're talking about, the group shots of the bundles of the ebook or the TV in the background with the CD on the front of the business card. So it's like an overall type of packaging. You can create various different styles. So that's in there. There's 200 different templates in there with that. Okay.
I'm looking at a box shot of that right now, and it looks pretty cool. Like the examples that you have on there with them all kind of like it all together. It really does show more. People think they're getting more stuff, and when they think they're getting more stuff, and that's what people want more. They want to see all these different things that they're getting. And they're like that's when they again, the perceived value of the product is increased. So people can create those group shots with that upgrade. Cool.
It's all about the perception. You're absolutely right. But not just the group shots. They also get 100 mock-ups, animated mock-ups. We've all seen mock-ups. Let's face it, Mike. We've all seen the mock-ups with the T-shirt, and you can put your logo over the front, or the mock-up of your branding inside of a laptop or on a CD or whatever it might be, or a mug. However, we've taken it 5 steps further. So not only can you create mock-ups, but you can create animated mock-ups, which I haven't seen anybody do up until this point. That's why I'm excited, Mike, for this.
I've never seen anyone do that before.
No, I'm blown away. I'm shocked. Like, what's wrong with these big billion-dollar brands? But you know what? Maybe that's just the genius. Thank the Lord for the inspiration. So that I'm looking forward to that one. It all came from the shower, which I nearly slipped, at getting out, as we talked about earlier.
I'm glad you're okay. Oh, I lost you. Where are you, Adil? Oh, you're back?
Yeah, the internet kind of...
See, that internet.
The internet, yeah. There's a lot of bandwidth going on here with the videos.
Okay, so you're back. So, OTO3, you got your eCoverly Prime.
eCoverly Prime. Now, Prime gives you a fresh supply of new templates every single month for a whole entire year. And Mike, yes, I know what people are thinking right now. Okay, how much is it going to cost me every month? And do you know what the answer to that is, Mike? Nothing. It's part of the package. There's no monthly cost to that.
Okay.
We will unlock brand new templates in your account every single month for a whole entire year, which means you get fresh new designs for yourself, your own business, as well as for your clients. Okay, so it keeps things going. You keep on hustling. Cool. And the more options you have, the more templates you have, the more money you can make, because you've got a lot more options now, a lot more niches that you can cover. So they're really excited. And all of these are handmade by our professional designers from all around the world. So that's eCoverly Prime. And then we
Okay.
move on to
Gigs Hero.
Gigs Hero. Okay. Now, Gigs Hero helps you find gigs online. It goes out across the internet, across various spectrums of the world, and brings back jobs into one console. And it's based on the search criteria that you type in. Now, normally you would go online and you would go to maybe sites like Freelancer,
Mm-hmm.
and you would type in, when you're looking for a client, you would type in eCover or graphics, depending on what the clients that people are looking for. So what this allows you to do, rather than do that manually, it taps into 5, 6, 7 different platforms and just helps you bring back these jobs faster into one centralized dashboard, rather than you having to scour 5, 6 platforms manually yourself. Why would you want to do that?
That just makes
Right?
things easier. And as
Yeah.
far as finding clients goes, I mean, if people want to, like you said, they can go out there and do it
Yeah.
manually and search all the different platforms. But the fact that you've aggregated it all into one place is it's just a time saver for people.
Massive time saver. So anything we can do, you want to put things in your favor, right? And help you out as much as you can.
And you
And
want to be fast, by the way, because you want to be getting in there with your service before other people are, and approaching different people. If clients are posting different gigs, you want to get in there and say, hey, look, like even people that just want like an e-cover or something, you can go in there and say, look, I know you want a boring e-cover, but I can do this. And if you can get in there before the other person does, then the likelihood that you're going to get the job is going to be much higher. So speed is important.
I like what you said there.
Thank
Speed,
you.
first of all, is key, definitely, because even me, when I'm posting a job, looking to hire someone to do some of my own stuff, whatever it might be, some writing or some designing, whatever it might be, I sometimes look at the people that are fast in communication, because we're busy entrepreneurs. I'm just like, yeah, I'm always last minute. Hey, can you do it? And see who responds the quickest. Because we're busy. We haven't got time to wait for 50 applicants and then scour each one and review and interview each one. Sometimes I'm just like, who's the quickest? Who's the fastest in communication? Yeah, okay, fine, go ahead.
When
Just
I
do it.
post jobs on
Yeah.
Upwork and I have people and I'm messaging people, if they're not messaging me back and going back and forth with me, that I just get rid of them, because I just think to myself, well, if they're like this now when they're trying to get hired by me, how are they going to be like in a few months from now once they've had the job? I mean, you want someone that's going to be
Exactly.
responsive.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. Obviously it depends on the gig and how important that role is.
Sure.
But if it's for your small menial tasks, a bit of copy, a bit of designing, or about whatever it might be, I'm like, who's quick? Who's here now? Because the world revolves around me, Mike. As an entrepreneur,
I'm sure
the
it
world
does.
revolves around me. So I'm not going to wait for anybody. So with that same token, speed is key. And then number two, a lot of clients will not have seen these animated e-covers.
Mhm.
So I think when your audience, once they grab eCoverly, of course, they reach out to these clients and say, hey, you know what? I can design your eCover for you, but you know what? I'm going to give you something so fresh and new that you haven't seen before that you're gonna beg me for it.
I
So
think you
then what?
underestimate it to a deal, by the way. Like the fact that, like, a lot of people, most people won't have seen this. Like the people that are going to see this software during your launch period, sometimes our customers assume that, oh, now this is going to go on the market and it's going to get all saturated because everyone's going to have this. It's not going to be like that at all. Our marketplace of people doing internet marketing is so small that if you go out, and I'm sure people have talked to their friends about what they're doing online and they have no idea what you're talking about when you mention these different tools and these different technologies. So when you take this tool out there anywhere outside of our internet marketing, like little small sector, everyone's going to be, like you said, blown away by it. No one's going to have seen this, and you're going to be. I always say people are going to be kind of like a wizard, like showing their magical abilities, because no one's going to have heard of this, and I just think it's a great opportunity.
I'm thankful that you actually pointed that out, because sometimes I don't realize that. I forget how powerful and how new and how different this really is. Just because I've been
Mhm.
working on it for so long,
Sure.
sometimes you need a different pair of eyes to point that out. So it is brand new, and I think we're at that cusp of where everything now is going to be moving to these motion, the covers with motion, these animated e-covers.
Mhm.
And most of the world hasn't seen these or anything like this. Look, we've been stuck with static e-covers. Nothing's changed. There's been no innovation when it comes to e-covers for the last, I don't know, what, 20, 30 years, which is shocking. So I'm actually really excited, and I'm thankful that you pointed that out to me, because sometimes I'm
Welcome.
like, okay, This is really, really new deal. Like, you've done a great job. Pat myself on the back, you know. So
Well, I mean, I could see it. Like, I could see people going and looking at this and saying, "Oh, it's just an e-cover. Like, it's an e-cover maker. How am I going to make money with that?" But I hope that after listening to us today, they're going to understand that it's not just an e-cover. It's an e-experience. It's a way of presenting your business. It's a way of just like it. I'll be completely frank here. If your product sucks and you put a fancy e-cover on it, your product is still going to suck. Like, it's still not going to sell. Putting a fancy e-cover on a crappy product isn't going to change it. But putting an amazing e-cover on a product that deserves it, on a product that can potentially get sales from it. Like, if you have the best product in the world, if you have the best service in the world, but you're not able to portray that to people, it doesn't matter. How many people have you seen a deal that will come up with a great software idea or a great course, and they'll spend 99% of their time on the product, and they'll spend like 1% on the marketing material or whatever. And so and they actually do their product a disservice by not presenting your product and putting a good e-cover on it. You're actually doing a disservice to your customers.
it's all about the looks. It's all about the looks. I've seen so many great products, whatever it might be, courses, software, programs, coaching, but people are visual. You need to show it off. You need to be your own hype man, and the way you represent your product with these graphics and design. That's why the design industry, Mike, is worth, I think it's more than billions. It's a very, very high number. The design industry. Just look at all the big platforms out there, from Microsoft to Adobe to Photoshop to Canva, billion-dollar companies, because the need is there. This is how we represent things in today's world, and not just online, but even offline. It's the visual. We talked about the supermarkets earlier. You've got a fraction, a hair of a second to make that impact, whatever you're selling. And you can sell shit if you wanted to, but if you match the great visuals with a great product, you got a winner here.
You know what? Now that I think about it, you probably could sell a pretty crappy product with a nice.
But don't do that. Don't do that, folks. But you could.
You could. Unfortunately, you could. Like, I was telling you before we started the interview that I've done reviews of some products on some other platforms that just the sales pages, they make them look really nice, and they make them look like they do everything. But really, if you guys watch my reviews, you know that if it doesn't really do what it says it does on the cover, then you're gonna have a lot of people that are coming back and angry about it. But anyways, your last upgrade here, you got the agency edition. Tell us about that.
Okay, so we got the Gigs Hero there and the agency edition. So we knew this is a very big opportunity now for everybody with the animated e-covers. So number one is the education, like reaching out to the client, because the clients will not be aware that these things exist. So I was going to finish this off on the previous point, then lead into the agency. The previous point was that when your audience purchases and they show the client, they can actually watermark the design. So they can give them a little, it takes you 2 minutes to create these e-covers. So I would create it and to secure the job. Now, this is a tip. Hope you don't mind giving your guys some value here. I know we've got
no value. Don't give them any value.
Don't give value. Okay, don't give value. Okay. So I would watermark it. Watermark and give them a draft of a potential design that you're going to sell them. So let's say Mr. John posted a job and he wanted an e-cover. You can create the e-cover for him and watermark it and send it to him to show him. And they'd be like, oh my God, this guy's so fast. I haven't even paid him yet or even hired him. And he's shown me something, not just the e-cover, but it's moving. What the heck is this? Right? Improving the odds of you getting hired. So there you go. So that's that.
So showing an actual example before you get hired is an amazing way of making yourself stand out from other people. I have people that will approach me about doing like, what do people ask me? They want to do like YouTube shorts for my YouTube channel, but they don't send me any examples of it. So I just ignore them. Like, send me an actual example of it. Let me see what you would actually do for me, and then I'll talk to you. This is perfect. You can actually send an example of what you would do, and it's not going to take you any time at all to do it. And you can send that out to so many different people to bring in customers. Like, if you send that out to 10 different people and you get a couple of them reply back to you, I mean, there you go. You've got clients. You can offer them other services as well.
I like that. And when I look back to me, myself as a business owner and posting on these freelance websites, I realized that people who have given me some samples of some kind, or even done the work for free to a degree, I end up hiring them and giving them long-term work. It's counterintuitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's easy. It takes you 2 minutes to create a design, send it to them to hook that job. So you use it as bait, really. You're giving them something without even asking for anything in return. But watermark it. If you're worried about them taking your work and the cover and not paying, watermark it. You can watermark inside the software. So moving on to the agency, if you want to start getting serious about making money now with these animated e-covers, we've put together an agency in a box, if you will. So it's like an agency kit in the box. It comes with lots of resources, banners for your promotion of your agency. It allows you to also add in team members and other VAs and staff inside of your eCoverly account, so that you don't have to be like a one-man band, because once you start getting the word out and as your business grows, you can have other people come in and assist you. So you can collaborate together inside of your account. So you can have a lot of logins for your team members. We've got contracts in there, legal contracts. We've got ready-made outreach templates, cold email templates, communication material, other graphics and other assets that you can use to help get the word out and build your agency when it comes to making money with animated e-covers. So it's an agency business in a box, and a website as well. Like, you want to have and represent yourself as a professional, like a professional agency. So we've pre-designed one for you with a ready-made portfolio, which you can get up. In fact, we will help you put that up if you need that extra help to get your website up. So
that's cool. Okay.
It's a complete kit in a box.
It's a business in a box. You guys, okay, so that's the sales funnel that they're going to go through if they decide to purchase through the front end, and they're going to be offered those different upgrades. Now, you've done something which I've been a fan of, is a bundle where people don't have to go through a sales funnel. They can actually get a really great deal, get the front end offer, the offer they see on the sales page, and get all the different upgrades all at a discounted price. How's that all going to work there?
That's true. So for the webinar, there will be an exclusive. So if you want to save money and get some extra secret bonuses, then I implore that everybody do turn up on the webinar on the Monday with us, and there will be some bonuses revealed as well. So you're getting a lot more juicy stuff and more value by coming through and grabbing the whole entire eCoverly bundle on this webinar. Okay, we're really going to juice up the value here, and a lot more bonuses. I don't know, should I touch on them or not? Maybe I shouldn't. No, maybe I won't, but they're going to get a lot more value. They're going to get a lot more bonuses as well, compared to as if they went through the normal website route and went to the sales page and bought the front end and then got presented with upsell 1 and then 2. So if you want to save yourself time, if you want to save yourself money, and if you want to get yourself more templates, more features, and more special bonuses by coming through Mike on this special webinar, then do grab that bundle when it's presented on the webinar, purely because of the savings and the extra juice and the extra value and the extra bonuses that I'm going to give to your audience.
A deal. Thank you so much for coming on the show today and telling us about your shower adventures. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention? Anything before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I need more soap. That's what this. I ran out of soap. So the commercial rights are going to be included, which allows you to leverage all of our designs, all of the e-covers, all our graphics to print money essentially. And you will not owe us any other no royalties, no commissions. I don't need anything. It'd be nice to get like a hello and a thank you, a deal for changing our lives one day. But hey,
yeah, that testimonial would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice, right? And they'll also get the unlimited Genie plan. We touched on that earlier, where you don't have to worry about storage or any limitations. Everything will be unlocked. You'll get unlimited credit, so you can create as many of these as you wish for your business. There we go. So yeah.
Thank you, Adil.
I'm excited.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, and best of luck with your launch.
Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Cheers, Mike.